Hello, gorgeous being, and welcome to the 4-Step Body Scan. My partner Katie and I have created this tool out of almost 40 years of experience because what we're noticing is that most of us never really learned how to actually sit with uncomfortable feelings and meet our own needs. And the ticket to coming out of unhealthy patterns is being able to do that, being able to sit with feelings and really feel them fully and then meet our own needs. That's how we get out of codependency, how we can healthily learn to communicate and have healthy connections and come out of these attachment styles that keep us in relationship patterns that don't feel good. So I want to do this video a little bit longer, and then I also have a shorter version of the body scan where you can practice it in your day-to-day and elaborate on a little bit on each step. So let's say you grew up learning that, I give you something to cry about, or tough boys don't cry, or good girls don't get angry. So everybody sort of has a certain stress response to either emotions in general or to certain emotions. If you had a parent that was very emotional, like explosively emotional, you may now as an adult find yourself to not express emotions at all, or to feel really, really scared and unsafe around emotions. So this whole body scan is to teach you to feel safe in your own body, to really love yourself when you're having a feeling that you have a judgment about, and then to support yourself in it so that you don't need to numb out, smoke, drink, shop, have sex, run away, get busy, call a friend, call 1,000 people, go on the rabbit hole about what's going on with the planets, but that you can really empower yourself and feel safe in your body to feel the feelings, and then eventually also learn how to communicate with that with others. So without further ado, here are the steps. And we invite you to do this like 100 times a day, basically. You don't have to close your eyes for this tool, and you don't need to sit in a meditative posture. And it's not meant to necessarily make you feel better or make the feeling go away, but it's meant to teach you to be comfortable in discomfort and to also understand your system more. We have this really intelligent system that tells us exactly what's going on, and a lot of us don't know exactly how to interpret the language of our body. Sometimes it cannot feel safe to really feel our feelings because there's so much stress hormone coursing through our bodies, or you are in a trauma response. So if this doesn't feel safe, we invite you to do about 20 minutes of exercise, shaking, jumping up and down, dancing, walking around the block, some sort of movement to get the cortisol out of your body so it feels safe to sit. Emotions are energy in motion, and we've noticed that the emotions always show up for every human being on the planet in the same areas in your body. So the first step is to actually get grounded and centered in your body. So a lot of times when we are having an experience of an emotion, our energy is kind of all over the place, and sometimes it's someone else's energy and emotion. Especially if you consider yourself an empath, what you're feeling might not even be yours. Sometimes we can be mentally empathetic, emotionally empathetic, or physically empathetic. So in any cases, it's really, really helpful to clear out and empty out. So the first step of the body scan is get grounded in your body and clear out the energy of other people. So let's practice that together, and then we'll come to the next step. So when you're ready, close your eyes. And bring your present moment awareness to the base of your spine, right below the spine. And start to feel your energy here, pulsing, swirling, radiating. Notice where the chair, the couch, or the bed is supporting you and holding you, and where your meat suit is touching the support. And start to breathe in and out through the nose. Really allowing yourself to energetically pull all the branches back into the seed. So come back to you in this present moment. The more you practice this, the faster this happens for you, that you can really connect to the present moment. So as you concentrate to the base of your spine, your root center, your center for safety, see if you can widen that sensation that you feel at the base of your spine as wide as your body. If you're doing this body scan standing or walking, you can also concentrate on the feet touching the earth. From here, imagine growing roots all the way down, down, down to the center of the planet. Like a waterfall cascading all the way down, down, down. Or think of it like throwing down an anchor and then grounding at the center of the planet. If you're a really visual person, imagine your favorite symbol, maybe a sacred geometry, or if you really like stars or hearts or unicorns or whatever symbol really resonates with you. Imagine a symbol like that at the center of the planet, your own personal grounding spot. And just thinking of this symbol makes you feel this like feeling of anchoring down and rooting down all the way down, down, down to the center of the planet. So as you breathe in and breathe out, with every exhale, imagine releasing other people's feelings, opinions, thoughts, all the way down, down, down to the center of the planet. Really come back into your meat suit, into your body, and feel that surface level buzz leaving your body. You don't need to know who it's from or what it's about or do any analysis. Just keep releasing it all the way down, down, down to the center of the planet. Okay, so let's open our eyes for a moment. So we recommend doing at least 3 clearing breaths, and the more you practice this, and in the beginning you might want to take your time, but as you build momentum, it's going to be like boom, and you visualize that symbol, you throw down your anchoring cord, you take a couple of breaths, and you release the energy of other people, and you start to feel your own feelings in your body. So we've noticed, as I mentioned, through observation and working with thousands of people on empowering themselves through difficult emotions, that emotions always show up in the same areas of the body. The hard part is unlearning all other paradigms. So for the purpose of this, we invite you to forget everything you think you know and just be open and curious. Because a lot of times, it's an emotion that's present, but we tend to analyze it away, justify it away, explain it away, and intellectually bypass or spiritual bypass and leave our bodies and disconnect. So to really embody and be integrated in your feelings, it's about paying attention to the physical sensations, as emotions are energy in motions. So frustration, which is a form of anger, so anger shows up head, neck, and shoulders, always. So if you have any kind of physical feedback here, whether that's a disease or just a sensation, we invite you to consider that the presence of frustration. Chest, middle, back is always signaling sadness and or disappointment. Disappointment is a form of sadness, and we thought it is relevant to mention that. But we keep it really simple with the emotions. So frustration or anger, sadness, disappointment is in the chest, middle, back. So say you have that reoccurring spot between the shoulder blades. Whenever you get a massage, they're like, you're so tight here. And no matter how many massages you're getting, it's always showing up. That is the presence of sadness and disappointment. Another word for that or label for that could be grief. So we store grief right here in this area. And we invite you to name it for what it really is, which is sadness and disappointment. And then any kind of physical feedback in your belly, lower back, is fear, shame, or guilt. So shame and guilt are a form of fear, and we also thought it's relevant to mention those two. So fear, shame, guilt always shows up in the belly, lower back. So if you have chronic lower back pain or digestive issues, feeling bloated, or just feeling butterflies in your stomach, so either acute or chronic, consider that the presence of fear, shame, or guilt. If you have chronic physical feedback in these areas, think of it as unprocessed stress. Another word for stress is trauma. And if you have acute a sensation, belly ache, fluttering in the chest, headache, that's acute frustration. We also want to unlearn to analyze or try to understand the feeling. In the moment of the feeling, all the feeling wants is to be validated and to be loved. It's like this. Let's say a child is crying. All the child needs to know that it's safe, so that it's okay, and that it's loved, even though it's feeling this way. And if you ever notice the pattern, sometimes when a child is crying or an animal is making noise, we're like, why are you crying? What's wrong? So we really want to unlearn that analysis and trust that as the feeling passes, we'll have more insight what that was about. But really, really learn to feel your feelings. There's actually research done that if we allow an emotion to just come and be there and pass, it takes about 90 seconds for it to move through. Think about this. Like sometimes we sit in emotion for days or weeks, just simply because of the resistance we're having. Like, I don't want to feel this. I shouldn't be feeling this. I'm wrong for feeling this. What's wrong with me? Something is wrong. This is bad. I'm a bad person. There's so much conditioning around having emotions, when really, no matter how much therapy or psyche or subconscious integration you're doing, feelings are a natural part of the healing process and of the human experience. And there's also our system's way of helping us navigate. If something doesn't feel good, that's also a no. So it's a really, really empowering and leading to success kind of way or skill to have to feel your feelings. So step 2 of the body scan is simply collecting the data without judgment, analysis, or criticism, which is called mindfulness. So with mindful awareness, notice yourself between your head and your hips, and just notice if you're feeling contracted versus expanded. So an expanded, it would be like completely light, completely free, no sensation whatsoever, almost like you're not feeling that body part at all. So notice the body part that you're not even noticing right now. So if I think about it, my body, like I don't really feel my forearms or my calves, so that's considered expanded or light. Yeah? And any other sensation, like a fluttering, a density, a heaviness, a disease, consider that the presence of an emotion, energy in motion. So give yourself a moment right now and just scan yourself from head to hips and notice the sensations that are present. And name the feelings. So if you're feeling anything, head, neck, shoulders, that's frustration. Breathe out the need to analyze why or what it's about or to give it any story. Just release the story. Just collect the data like a scientist. Chest, middle, back. Contracted or expanded. And then belly, lower back. Contracted or expanded. And now you have your data. So in the beginning, it might be taking you a little bit of time to notice. And you might have one feeling over the other that's a little bit more uncomfortable. If you're feeling sensation in the belly and don't know if it's fear, shame, or guilt, remember that guilt and shame are forms of fear, and that sometimes all feelings can coexist at one time. So if you're feeling especially activated, you might feel sensation in every area. So if that's the case, breathe out any judgment, any shamesies, and any need to understand. Our understanding doesn't actually get us closer to the truth. And anytime we are done with feeling it and meeting our needs, we often have a little bit more insight of what this was really about. So allow yourself to just be with it. And even though it's uncomfortable, practice surrendering and relaxing into your body. So you might at this point have already stopped watching the video, gotten up and gotten busy. That's totally okay. That's just our subconscious programs kicking in when we're becoming close and when we're noticing the presence of an emotion. So step 3 now is to actually sit with the sensation. And the first thing you want to do is notice which sensation is dominant. So let's say you're having physical feedback in all 3 areas and you're like, oh shit, feeling all the fields. Then find the sensation in your body that's loudest. So let's say it's your belly, or let's say it's your chest, or let's say it's your head. Then go ahead and close your eyes. And if you're doing this driving or in a meeting, you just keep your eyes open and do this with your eyes open. And you surrender and relax in and around the dominant sensation. That may seem counterintuitive, to relax into something that's unpleasant, but that's precisely what being comfortable with being uncomfortable means. And as you relax and breathe and relax into the uncomfortable sensation, let yourself know silently, I'm here now. I'm not going anywhere. It can be really nice to even put your hands over the feeling wherever it is in your body. That helps your system to release oxytocin and to feel safe. And be genuine when you say, I'm here now, I'm not going anywhere. The second thing you want to tell yourself is, it's okay for me to feel this feeling, and then you name the feeling. It's okay for me to feel this. Take a couple of breaths and really receive that. And then the third thing you want to say to yourself, even though I feel this feeling, I love myself exactly as I am right now. It might feel disingenuous or not true in the beginning, and especially without subconscious change, so be gentle. Because what we really need when we have a difficult feeling is our own love and support. That's what really the essence of reparenting, what that really means. You want to show up to yourself like the most unconditionally loving parent. And many of us didn't have that, so you want to really learn to cultivate that voice between your two ears. Even though I feel this feeling, I love myself exactly as I am. And then you observe the sensation that's present in your body. It might get bigger, smaller, or move somewhere else. With mindfulness, just observe the sensation, breathing out any stories, any mental gymnastics, and just being present, observing the sensation. If the sensation moves from one zone to the next, so say from zone 3 in the belly, lower back, moving up to the chest, zone 2, then meet yourself right there. It's okay for me to feel sad, disappointed. Even though I feel sad and disappointed, I love myself. And you keep observing the sensation until you get to a point where either the sensation has moved through or you feel that you have enough support. So give yourself enough time here. With more practice, this gets easier and easier, especially as we release all the resistance, trying to figure out why, or shaming yourself or judging the feeling is considered resistance. The more we do that, the longer the feeling lasts. So if you really would like to move a feeling through, drop all the resistance. Okay, so beautiful job. Step 4, super important, is now support yourself. Ask yourself, what is it that I need that I can give myself right now to feel supported? So it's not about what do I need to make this go away, what do I need to do to fix it, what do I need to do to never feel this again, but what do I need right now to feel supported? And consider whenever we have an emotion, that's really our inner child needing love. So the needs are often very childlike. I find that a lot of my clients have a lot of trouble with this, especially if your needs were never met in childhood. You don't even know what your needs are. So start with the basics: food, water, rest. Do I need a snack? Am I hungry? Do I need some water? Do I need to rest? Do I need a break? A lot of times that's the case. And then think about, like, do I need a shower? Do I need a meditation? Do I need some breath work? Do I need to go outside? Do I need to go exercise? Those are sort of basic needs. Then there may be more sophisticated adulty needs, like setting a boundary. Do I need to call this person and speak my truth? Do I need to end this relationship or quit my job. There might be more sophisticated, complex needs, but ultimately, a lot of times, initially, it's just about meeting basic needs. So many of us go through our lives always catering to other people, meeting their needs, making sure they're okay, and doing so without taking care of ourselves, forgetting to eat, forgetting to exercise, forgetting to drink water. The basic needs a lot of times are not met. So many of us are in codependent patterns, over-functioning, over-giving, especially if you're a parent or if you run a business or if you're in a leadership position or a helping position. So much of the time we tend to other people's needs and feelings and not our own. So the body scan is designed to really help you meet your own needs and feel your own feelings. And remember, that's not selfish. It's actually the most selfless thing you can do, because the more you feel your own feelings and meet your own needs, the better you feel, the more bandwidth you have, the more regulated you are, and the easier it is for you to show up for other people and inspire others to do the same. So everybody wins when you take precious care of yourself. So these are the 4 steps. Let me know if you have any questions, and you can, to practice this, watch the shorter version also on my YouTube channel, and I hope you enjoyed.